welcome. Back when I first got started in this business, things were very different than they are today, but in some ways not so different. So here's what I mean. Over 30 years ago, I was working and going to school full-time when I started my floral business on the side. I would do consultations in the evening, grab the flowers at the wholesaler in the wee hours of the morning, and then do the events in the evenings and weekends. It was a challenge, but I didn't let that stop my desire to do this business. Then I grew my small start to a 7-figure business, even having 2 locations at one point with over 10 employees. It had its peaks and its valleys, but the lessons I learned along the way were priceless. So here's what I want to share with you today. No matter where you are in your journey of getting started in this business, newbie to 2 years in, there are some great steps that I have to help you get started. The first step is the one that, although I didn't do this at first, I wish I had. So I'm going to put this in front and center for you for your first step. And it's one you will come back to time and time again. It's setting your boundaries. Setting them early and communicating with them often. Because when you feel overwhelmed and things start creeping up again and again, this is a clear sign that your boundaries are off. When your clients are texting you at all hours and you're on the 6th round of updates to their event, a lot of things you can't anticipate until you've gone through it. After each client's event is finished, go back over the project. Look at what you could have done differently or done more efficiently, and I love efficiency, and take some notes. Then make some decisions around it to implement and or change or update. This way you'll work more efficiently and communicate better and more often with your clients. There's so much to learn in this step. Just when we talk about communication, how are you going to communicate with them? How do you set those boundaries? It will be in your marketing correspondence, it will come up in your consultations and conversations with them, and it will be spelled out in your agreements. You're going to tell them how to contact you, email you, and when you're available to them. You're also going to tell them how many edits you offer and when you'll be going over those edits. You'll also set up boundaries and add consequences when those boundaries are broken. If you need additional consultations, it will cost you this much. If you make changes after this date, it will add an additional amount to your bottom line. When things are more succinct, it not only shows a level of professionalism, but it also provides stability in your boundaries while still creating that bond with your client. The second step is setting your 30,000-foot view. What do I mean by that? It's getting your projects mapped out, setting up how things will work. First, you have to start with the end in mind. Take the end date of your wedding and work your way backwards. How many days out will you typically be designing? When will you need to get your flowers and hard goods in? How far out do you need to place the orders with your suppliers so you will get things in on time? When do you need to know the final order from your client so you have enough time to create the recipes and adjust things? When do you need to reach out to your client to remind them to finalize their wedding details? When is your check-in with them? These are all important details that you will need that will help you be more efficient, prepared, and profitable. Okay, so this leads to the next step. Having a clear-cut process. Even if you haven't been doing this for a long time, or even if it's your first time, I'm sure you could take a stab at what designing for a wedding might look like. Just take a simple wedding and take a moment to sit down and think about all the steps that might happen. What needs to happen first? What needs to happen next in order to get to the end goal, the wedding day? And if you need to, start with the wedding day itself and work your way backwards again. What does the day of look like? What if you need help? How far out do you reach out to schedule friends or freelancers, etc.? Use some of the questions in step 2 to help you with creating the process as well. Here are some other thoughts to get your wheels turning. What is your process after they booked? How do you want to set up proposal reviews? How are you going to schedule consultations? What is your process of someone reaching out to you? How do you want to attract your potential wedding clients? All of these questions will help you get your process nailed down. And I answer a lot of these and more in my wedding sales system program. And no matter what, always allow for some white space in your plan to deal with the unknown factors that will pop up. Setting up a clear process is paramount to setting up your future for success. Now that we're talking about the process, let's look at step 4, where you look at how you will manage the project. You'll need a project management tool. If you're serious about doing this as a business, one of the most important investments you can make is having the right tools to work with. Using a CRM, customer relationship management software, is hands down the best way to track and keep your project on track, as well as managing your client communications. There are several on the market, but I highly recommend True Client Pro, and there's a link in the software in this description below. Why is it so important to have a CRM? Well, if you've implemented the above steps, it's about getting the work done as well as establishing and nurturing that client relationship in the most effective, efficient, and profitable way possible. The contracts, the proposals, the onboarding questionnaires, the place to streamline the communications. You don't have to go searching for files and wasting all that time going back and forth. Project management software does this for you. All the things. Having the right software that can help you with that is the priceless part of your floral business. If you want more resources that you can use, you can check out my resources page on my website as well, and I'll link it in the description. So we've gone over project software, processes, boundaries. The last thing that really frees us up to start serving more clients is inquiry workflow. It's the process that someone goes through when they first connect with me for the first time or many times and then want to contact me. It takes them from inquiry to consult. The workflow is automated and streamlined and does a couple of things. 1, it keeps the wrong clients out. There are going to be plenty of people who are not the right fit for me, whether it's a budget or personality fit or, quite frankly, values fit. There are just going to be a lot of people that come to my website or hear my name that want to work with me that are not the right fit for me. And the same is true for you. And if I hopped on a sales call with every single one of those people to find out that I'm not the right fit, or to let them know that they're not the right fit, then I've wasted hours of my week. I could probably spend all week just on sales calls. So instead, I have this multi-step, high-touch process that very lovingly and gently weeds out the wrong people. They get to self-select out. And I'm not telling them that I'm not working with them or sharing that I'm not saying that they aren't the right fit, whether it is through me sharing the investment with them or the amount of work and designs that I can provide. They're going to pretty quickly tell that either yes, I'm the one they want and can afford my services, or no, they can't. So they get to opt out, and then I'm only getting a consultation with the people who are pretty much my ideal clients. By the time I'm on the consultation, it's not a sales call. It's pretty much a discussion about executing their wedding vision. And this is what yielded me 90% acceptance booking rate for over 25 years. By the time I'm getting to the consultation, I'm talking to the right person, and it keeps my processes clean, simple, and streamlined. Doing these steps will keep you going and growing your wedding floral business. I was able to take a small business and grow it so I could concentrate on doing more of what I loved, which was designing flowers and dream weddings for my clients. We don't have to struggle. There can be so much anxiety, juggling work and life in our day-to-day business that having some things set up from the beginning will give us some ease to it. I was able to implement these steps one at a time so I could start serving more clients, generating more revenue, and continue to grow the business, the team, and my income. So if you're just starting up and you're working mostly by yourself, start with these simple steps. Start with your boundaries, the project plan, develop clear-cut processes even if you've never done it before. Use a project management tool, either find one that's free or one with lower costs, and start with an automated inquiry workflow. If you start here, you can start adding more clients to your calendar, which means you can increase your revenue while investing in yourself and getting back a little more time. And if you want to learn more about my wedding sales system, that will be in the link below. And if you have any questions at all, then please leave them in the comments. Be sure to subscribe so you can find out every time I drop a new video.